Have you had an issue with your KDBox Pro dropping offline for no reason? Well, I thought I was the only one, but I'm not. Goldshell has just released an update to fix this problem, and it's a new firmware that you can install pretty easily, and I'll walk you through those steps right now. Okay, so here is the tweet, and it's going to go directly to the GitHub page. I'm going to make sure I link this directly below in the description. You want to make sure you're getting this from the source, so make sure you are going to github.com/goldshellminer/firmware, and this is where you're going to be downloading it. As you scroll down a bit here, you want to make sure you pay attention to the name of the actual file. I have the KDBox Pro, which is this right over here. If you're looking over here in the description, you may not be able to see the difference because they're all labeled the same way. The actual file name is detailed a little bit better. So I'm using the KDBox Pro, and this is the one right here. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to take me over to the download page. And I can click on the download link over here on the right-hand side, and it'll begin to download. It's an extremely small file, just 23 megs. And now we're going to log into our miner. Here's the miner, and the firmware version that I have is 2.2.4. If we just jump back over here, you see that the latest version is 2.2.5. So we're going to select that. I have a static IP that's given to my miner, and it's just easier for me to log into it, find it on my network, and I always know where it is. That IP is never going to change. When you do a firmware update, there's a possibility that your IP address might change. Now, if that does happen and you don't know how to set up a static IP address, Goldshell has provided a website. And that website is find.goldshell.com. I'll make sure I link this in the description below. It'll show any Goldshell miner that's on your local network. So as long as it's on your network, it's going to show up here on the list. And you can see that it has the same IP address of 1.80. We'll just jump back over to the Goldshell miner. And now what we're going to do is upload our firmware. So it's unlocked, and you want to make sure it's unlocked or you will not be able to proceed. Over here on the left-hand side, we're going to go over to System. And we're scrolling down to the bottom. And we have the firmware version that we're going to be selecting over here. So it pops open my downloads folder. The extension to this file is .cpb. So you just want to make sure you're selecting the correct one. Also just verify that you are selecting the correct version for your miner. So it's Goldshell KDBox Pro 2.2.25. And then you can go ahead and click on open. So I'm going to upload it by clicking on the update button. There we go. So it's uploading the firmware to the miner. And at this point, I might get booted out. It's going to reboot the system, and we'll just watch it take place here. It's been a couple minutes. I'm just refreshing the page, and we're back at the login page. And by default, the username and password is admin, and the password is 123456778. I actually changed my password. I recommend that you do the same as well. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with my password, and you can see my miner's offline. Over here on the right-hand side, we have the correct version, which is the updated version 2.2.5. So that looks like it's successful. It's only been online for about a minute, and it's common to see the fan spiral higher and lower, and then you might see a red light flash on the miner for a bit there as it updates the software and reboots the device. Okay, I just refreshed the settings over here. You can see it's online for 2 minutes. And I'll jump back over into my miner. There's a spike, so the hash rate is starting to come back up. And I'm using F2 Pool, and inside F2 Pool, I can see that it's back online. Everything is back up and running. The firmware update has been successful, and that's how you do it. That's how you update your KDBox Pro to the latest version of firmware. Make sure that you definitely get your firmware from the GitHub website. I'll make sure I'll link everything I used in the description below. If you have any questions, you go ahead and put them in the comments below. Please smash that like button if you found this video useful. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.